Alright, we are live. So today, going to be ranking all of the Halo campaigns. So I recently replayed through all of the Halo campaigns. Actually, I played a couple of them for the first time, like the less known mobile games. But anyway, before we get into this, I've got a playlist of every single Halo game we have done. Got a massive playlist on YouTube if you want to go and see it. Pretty much, we did them. We also played most of the games as possible. I wanted to play them all on original hardware this time, because the last time I replayed the Halo games was back in 2021 before Halo Infinite came out. And I played them all pretty much on the Master Chief Collection or PC. Or in fact, I didn't even do all of them. I didn't do Halo 5 because I didn't own an Xbox One or a Series X at the time, so I didn't do Halo 5 at the time, and also I did do Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike at the time. But as you can see, these are all the games. I probably should have brought up a community post showing all my consoles. You know what? I could do that right now, actually. I could do that right now, you know. Since this is a stream, it's more chill than a freaking video. So I'm going to bring that up right now. I just got to find the community post. I should have set this up before, but hey, it is what it is. So obviously this is only going to be the campaign rating chat, and as you can see, there's a category down here that says not in my area or not canon. I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, where was the screen? I sent a screen. When did I send that picture with all my consoles on it? I think I did it ages ago. Alright. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Alright guys, so I just want to show you. Just to confirm that these are all the consoles I own, right? So obviously, so I was playing the Xbox 360 once this on the original Xbox One, and I have a Series X. I don't own an Xbox One, but I was pretty much playing them all on original hardware this time, because the games are special on original hardware, and they're a bit different compared to like future releases, which is why I've got the Master Chief Collection as a separate category. But anyway, let's get straight into this. So I'm going to start with I'm going to do it in chronicle order, but before we do it, I'm going to start with the games that physically or don't exist in my area, or not canon. So Halo Fireteam Raving. Fireteam Raving is an arcade game, and it's like you have to go to a physical arcade like machine, and it's loaded in like certain malls and shopping centers and all that type of stuff. Most of them are in the US. I live in the United Kingdom, Scotland in particular. There is a couple in my country that actually do exist, but the nearest one to me is in Edinburgh, which is like a 2-hour drive, and I don't drive. So a bus that would take like 3 or 4 hours just to go there and record that, and then I'd have to pay a bunch of money because I would imagine it's an arcade game. Arcade games tend to be incredibly difficult. So I'll be honest, I can't rank this one. I generally cannot rank Fireteam Raving. If I did have to rank, I can't give you an honest opinion of the game. If I did have to give you an honest opinion, it's probably like meh or bad, to be honest, because it's not like just an arcade slot machine game that you have to pay money for. But if you live outside the US, this game doesn't really exist. It's not really an option. And this game as well, I did not hear about this game until literally yesterday. Halo 26100, which as you can see, it's for the Atari. It's not canon. Funny enough, it came out in 2010. I did not hear about this legit until yesterday, but it's not a canon game, so I'm not going to count it. Plus, I'll be honest, I don't know how good of a rating I could actually put on an Atari game. No offense to my own. I mean, Tally's a bit too young for Atari, you know, about 23 years young for Atari. So yeah, let's start with the original Halo Combat Evolved. You know, I'll bring up a little bit of gameplay as well, just to prove it to you, right, that I played these games on original hardware, because obviously not everybody's going to look. Now, I was playing this on the original modded Xbox, but you can literally see this is the original game on the original Xbox. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a bit. So, Halo Combat Evolved, very revolution for its time. Impressive gameplay for its time, right? Honestly, not aged super badly. Surprisingly, it's actually aged quite well. That's the one thing I'll say about most of these Halo games. Halo is a series that is aged really, really well. But I will say one thing about the shooter thing, the FPS shooter thing of Halo Combat Evolved. I do personally think it's a bit overrated. Like everybody always talks about, oh, it's the shooter that revolutionized and modernized like shooting and cons and all that. I actually disagree with that personal opinion, because there's older games that came out before Halo on like the PlayStation 1 and that, and you can literally modify the controls to play like a modern game. pretty easily. For example, like I just did a playthrough of the original Medal of Honor game, 1999. I can literally just modernize the game's controls by using a custom config in the game itself. Not an emulator, original config, make it play like, make the control scheme like a modern game. So I think Halo's a bit too praised for that, personally. That's the one criticism I kind of have of Halo Combat Evolved, is like, everybody always like praises it, or like, the aiming in that was very revolutionary for its time. Yes, that's true, but there were games that did it before Halo Combat Evolved. Halo Combat Evolved was just a game that was super popular. Even like, there was even a game that came out a year before Halo Combat Evolved called the Alien game, that was a PlayStation 1 game, and it actually played like a modern game, surprising, but absolutely criticised at the time. But anyway, that's really the only bad thing I have to say about the game. That's not really a criticism of the game, it's just, I don't think a lot of people, I don't know, maybe didn't know there were games that actually played quite modern before Halo, I guess. Because there must have been someone out there that must have figured out a control scheme themselves. But anyway, Halo Combat Evolved, absolutely amazing. Absolutely a masterpiece for 2001. Probably might be the best game of 2001, I'm not even joking. I would actually say it's better than Grand Theft Auto 3. But this game was very, very revolutionising. Very ahead of its time. Just played really smooth, even on the original hardware. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about the Master Chief Collection. I've got the Master Chief Collection and the Anniversary Edition here. I'll talk a bit more about them when we get to those games and the criticised versions of them, of what they did compared to the original version. But anyway, now we're going to talk about Halo 2. It's going to be kind of a boring tier list, I'm going to be honest, because the first three games are probably going to be an God tier, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. But anyway, Halo 2. Once again, I played this on my original Xbox as well. As you can see, this is a mod of the original Xbox that I Cerberus set up, but I played it classic load. I wanted to play them on the original hardware to get a most accurate representation of these games, because a lot of people play these games in the Master Chief Collection in the year 2026, which makes sense, 2025, you know. It wasn't even that long ago when we did Halo 2, it was 7 months ago, August. So Halo 2, pretty much the same as the first game, a bit better gameplay, obviously. Assuming you're not playing on Legendary. If you're playing on Legendary, alas, Halo 2 is probably one of the worst games in the series. But we played most of these games on Heroic. We played a decent amount of these games on Heroic and Normal, depending on the game, depending if the game had a difficulty. Like the FPS games, I pretty much did most of them on Heroic. I did Halo 3 on Legendary because somebody requested me to do Halo 3 on Legendary. Which, funny enough, when I completed Halo 3 on Legendary on the 360, I did not get that samurai outfit. So I think you can no longer get that since the game's online's been shut down. But Halo 2, pretty much just better gameplay than the first one. For the most part, pretty much Halo 2 and 3 play very similar to each other. Easily, probably that's the best story in the series, to be honest, Halo 2. The difficulty, obviously, a bit of a downgrade over Halo Combat Evolved, but once again, it's an S tier, very, very simple. The trilogy, it's kind of like, there's another trilogy that's very similar to the Halo trilogy. It's the God of War trilogy, and I think the Halo trilogy and the God of War trilogy, like the first 3 games of both those trilogies, they've just never done better since. But anyway, let's talk about Halo 3. Halo 3, 2007. This game was very, very revolutionary for its time. Impressive. Like, the map editor, the Forge, obviously I'm only talking about the campaigns today, but the campaign probably got the best gameplay of the original trilogy if I had to rank the gameplay of it. Some of the dialogue can kind of be cringe, if I'm being honest, like Mike Miranda saying, "Oh, what are we going to do, Commander? To war." Then there's like the Prophet of Truth voice actor doesn't sound as good as the voice actor they had for Truth in Halo 2. Which, funny enough, they got the Prophet of Truth voice actor in Halo 2 for Halo Wars, but I think he had a fallout with Bungie or something like that. That's why they didn't get him for Halo 3. But that's really my only criticism of Halo 3's campaign. It's really like, some of the writing is good, which you can clearly tell, because I'm pretty sure most of Halo 3's writing was done by Marty O'Donnell, not Joe Staten, or whatever the frick his name is. I cannot pronounce his frickin' surname for shit, but that guy that did all the writing. It was kind of obvious that he didn't do the writing, and it was Marty O'Donnell. But it was still cool. Obviously, you had the sad ending where you finished the fight, obviously. Then, what's his name? Sergeant Johnson, iconic character, died, passed away. Hopefully, I wonder if they're going to bring back the original voice actor, actually, for Sergeant Johnson when we get the campaign Evolved, like the remake of Halo 1. Hopefully they can, because I don't think we've heard the Sergeant Johnson's voice in it. But Halo 3 is the exact same. If I had to rate these in order, Halo 2 is my personal favourite. I'd probably do it like this if I had to rate them in order. Halo 2 is my personal favourite, then I'd put Halo 3. Then I'd put Halo Combat Evolved, it's probably my least favourite. But they're all absolute S tier games. Next is Halo 3 ODST. Halo 3 ODST is a banger of a game. You know what's crazy? When I was doing my playthrough of Halo 3 ODST, one of my viewers come into the chat, was talking about how they said the game sucks. And I'm like, why do you not like the game sucks? He says, because you don't play as Master Chief. I'm like, what? You don't like a Halo game because you don't play as Master Chief? It was kind of crazy. Considering the fact that it's a spin-line game. Though I wonder at one point if this game was meant to just be called Halo ODST, not Halo 3 ODST. Cause it's kind of weird why they call it Halo 3 ODST. Maybe it was originally meant to be in Spanish. I'm not entirely sure about that, to be honest. But this game is awesome. It's the easiest game in the series, by the way. It's the if you've never played Halo on Legendary before. Obviously, I played on Heroic because I just wanted to do on Heroic, right? But if you've never played a Halo on Legendary before, Halo 3 is probably Halo 3 ODST is the first game I recommend you start with. The only thing that's kind of harder about Legendary on Halo 3 ODST over Halo 3 is obviously you have to pick up health packs, which can be a little bit annoying, but you get like double the amount of health, you get double the amount of shield, so it's actually not bad. Which is kind of weird. An ODST gets double the amount of shield as Master Chief. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but they do, right? And obviously, what else? Oh, the brutes are a bit stronger. They actually made the brutes a bit stronger, which is actually a little bit of a criticism of Halo 3's. Halo 3's enemies are extremely easy. Like out of the original 3, I think Halo Combat Evolved does them the best, MMA balancing. With the exception of the Magnum. With the exception of the Magnum against Hunters, obviously. It's shooting the Hunter in the back. That's downright broken. But Halo Combat Evolved probably does the best. Like, Halo 3 does amazing, but the brutes are a little bit, some of the brutes are a little bit too easy. A bit far too easy. Then, even on Legendary. Then, the Flood are kind of annoying. The Flood are annoying in both Halo 2 and 3. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of fighting the Flood in Halo 2 and 3. I feel like Halo 1 does the Flood by far the best. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't really talk about the enemies too much. Because this is a live stream after all. I just wanted to do a stream today because I don't know why I'm doing this as a stream and not a video. Just because, you know what, my brain's dying because I'm doing this as a stream. But Halo 3 ODST, I would say it's amazing. Obviously, it's not as long as the mainline FPS. It's not as long as the original 3 games. Doesn't have all the detail and the information in the original 3 games. I forgot to mention this at the start of the stream, by the way. The thumbnail's actually clickbait. I kind of, too bad yesterday, I do certain playthroughs every day of the week. If I didn't do that, I would have legit just used the most clickbaity thumbnail ever, and I'm probably still going to get dislikes. I guess it kind of is a late April Fool joke, in a way. Someone will probably take it dead serious and just dislike, because they'll be like, what the fuck? But anyway, Halo Reach. Oh, this game is controversial. I would say this is the first controversial kind of Halo game. I like Halo Reach. And I've gained more respect for Halo Reach over the years now. Luckily, this is a campaign rating. Luckily, this is not the full game rating. If I was ranking the full game, I'll be honest, there are certain aspects I don't like. But anyway, Halo Reach is when the Halo game when they decided to change like the vehicle health and all that, which I personally think for the worst. It made sense for multiplayer reasons why they changed the vehicle health, but they made it where the vehicle health is no longer tied to Spartans. So in the old Halo games, if you never died, the vehicle would just never blow up. Like if you constantly had shield and you constantly had health, the vehicle would just never blow up. However, in Halo Reach they changed this, and it's kind of sucks in some sections of the game. I'll be completely honest. Like, especially that final section where you get charged up like a tank near the end of the game. That's kind of extremely really bad for the player. Like you have to know exactly where all the fuel rod turrets are. If you don't, your tank's gonna get blown up, and that's a problem. Like even on fucking easy, that's a problem. So it's because it's the only bit of the game I would say it's kind of unbalanced. And legendary, you can die instantly in this game, like extremely quick. But Halo Reach is the game where you feel like you're losing, and that's the point of the game. You are losing. Humanity is losing, and that's pretty much the plot of the entire game, which is kind of... I think Halo Reach does it a lot better in Halo 2. Like, Halo 2, the Covenant are invading Earth, but it doesn't feel like the end of the world. But when Halo Reach, when they come to invading Reach, it actually feels like the end of the world. It feels like you are losing, you're getting dominated. But that's one thing that Halo 2 didn't do a great job with, if I'm being completely honest. I guess because it's the original trilogy, Halo Reach was definitely a more darker game. But campaign-wise, I absolutely love the characters, love the story, love the gameplay, all that type of stuff. I would say I'd put Halo Reach, honestly, campaign, I would probably say it's better than ODST. I think campaign now, after replaying it, which I actually forgot to bring up the gameplay in the background just to show you guys that I am playing this on a real 360. As you can see, I always start it on the 360 menu and all that, but as you can see a little bit of Halo Reach. And I probably should be showing more gameplay and speaking over the gameplay, but this game, absolutely amazing, great game. So, I'm going to keep it the same. I think it's amazing. Next is Halo 4. So, I can tell you an interesting fact about Halo 4 before we get into Halo 4's gameplay. I played Halo 4 when it first came out. I don't think I completed it. I don't actually remember. It was this mission that I got to that I found extremely boring. I wonder if I have it on part 1. I think I do. Yes, this mission. I think I got to this mission and I got really, really, really fucking bored of it. I got really, really bored of it. I just stopped playing it. And I never played Halo 4 again until actually last year. Like the campaign. I played a little bit. I played a decent amount of the multiplayer on the Master Chief Collection, but I've never played the multiplayer. I've never played the campaign of the Master Chief Collection. But I want to play on the 360. So my opinion on Halo 4 is obviously I'm biased against it. Halo 4. I also forgot to mention something at the start of the stream, by the way. Which once again, that's the problem with doing this as a live stream and not a video. If I did this as a video, I could freaking note this down and write a script, not do a script, but do notes. But fun fact about Halo 4. Fun fact about all these Halo games, actually, all these original Halo games. I did not really play the Halo games properly. I played a little bit of Free, ODST, and Reach during their life cycle, but I was born in a PlayStation family. We always played PlayStation. I had the 360 at one point. I had a few games on the 360, like Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Then like the Crackdown games and all that. But I was always more of a PlayStation family. I grew up playing PlayStation. So obviously, I don't really have don't have the biggest nostalgia for all these Halo games. If I'm being completely honest. But anyway, talking about Halo 4. Halo 4. Didn't mind the story. I actually thought the story wasn't half bad. The story was probably the best part of Halo 4, personally, and it's not got the best story. The story's okay. The story's alright, but the gameplay is interesting. Like, when you fight the Covenant, Halo 4 is not a bad game. When you're fighting they're not even a proper Covenant. When you're fighting, like, the fake Covenant, like the remnants of the Covenant, Halo 4 is generally not a bad game. But here's the problem. It's the Prometheans, the Knights, and the Prometheans are just not fun to fight. They are just not a fun enemy to fight. They're an absolutely abysmal enemy to fight. I just realised about Halo Infinite 5 mixed up. But anyway, the enemies they're just not fun to fight. They're just generally not fun to fight at all. And you gotta have fun enemies. Like, if you're having an enemy that's not fun to fight, it doesn't make the game that great. I mean, I'm glad I did replay it. I'm glad I did replay it for the first time in like 13 years. I'll say that. I'm happy I did replay it. I am happy I replayed it and I gave it a second chance. But honestly, I'd probably say it's good. I'd probably say Halo 4 is good. Like, campaign wise, like, I was thinking about meh, but I'm going to be generous. I'm going to put Halo 4 in good because this is not a multiplayer, this is only a campaign tier list, but I'll talk about the multiplayer real quick. I actually don't mind the multiplayer in Halo 4, believe it or not, because I like the older, I love the Golden Age Call of Duty games. So a Halo game playing like a Call of Duty game surprisingly doesn't actually super bother me that much. So, compared to other people. So if I was ranking it overall, and maybe not great, but I would probably keep it in good, but I'm going to keep it in good. I was thinking about meh, but I was like, you know what? I like the story enough, and I like when you fight the Covenant. I just don't like it when you fight the Prometheans. I just don't like the Prometheans at all. For the first half of the game, first few missions of the game, you're not fighting the Prometheans, and like, near the end of the game where there's like a little break, you start fighting the Covenant again. They're the best parts of the game in my opinion. I just don't like fighting the Queen Fiend. Next is Halo 5's campaign. So I never played Halo 5 back in the day because I skipped the entire Xbox One generation. Never owned an Xbox One. I got Series X in 2022 because I wanted to look at like older games and all of that on the channel because of backwards compatibility, obviously. Mainly was the main issue. The main reason why I wanted to get it was for backwards compatibility and older Xbox games and all that type of stuff. But Halo 5, oh, this game is rough. Like, you can even tell by the title. Funny enough, out of all the Halo games, Halo 5 actually kind of got the most dislikes because I think I ranted about the game a bit too much. But Halo 5, so I didn't play this. Technically, this was the first Halo game I did not play on original hardware because I was playing on an Xbox Series X, which, funny enough, I heard Halo 5's got a little bit of issues on the Xbox One, so it's actually better. But anyway, Halo 5, oh man, I don't know what to say about Halo 5's campaign. Like, if I was rating this entire game, I'd maybe put it a little bit higher on the list because the multiplayer is very competitive. It's actually, I've not actually ever played Halo 5's multiplayer, so I shouldn't be saying that. But from parts of it I watched, it doesn't seem that bad. But the campaign, absolutely abysmal. It's called Halo 5 Guardians, right? Which is kind of weird, right? Fucking Guardians is a stupid name because it's like every other Halo game's just called Halo. But most of the game you don't even play as fucking Master Chief. You play. I like Locke. I actually think Locke's quite an interesting character. I don't have any grudge against Locke. Some people hate Locke. I think he's quite interesting. But it shouldn't have been called a number. It should have not been called a numbered Halo game. I even said this as a post. No, I got it in part 2. I'm pretty sure I put this unless I deleted my comment, which I might have. I did. Fuck, I deleted my own comment. Well, I think I got it somewhere in the Discord. But what I literally said... Yeah, I must have deleted my own comment. Whatever. But what I literally said is, Halo 5 is not a bad Halo game if it was set in the far future and it had nothing to do with Master Chief or Katana at all, and it was like some completely different character, and it was just called, I don't know, Halo Future War, or Halo Prothean War, or something like that. And it was completely different. Honestly, I think it would be considered meh. I'll be honest, if it wasn't anything to do with Master Chief or anything, that was kind of meh. But I'll say a couple of good things about it. The artworkers in the game, which is kind of cool. Granted, though, at the end of the game, Master Chief meets Dr. Halsey and Arbiter's there, and he doesn't even acknowledge Arbiter even exists. Which is kind of fucking weird. If I'm being completely honest, I think it's really weird and it really mid, but honestly, it's fucking garbage. I'm sorry. I know Halo 5 has some fun. And actually, I'm not sorry. Fuck you. I don't apologise. You know what? I don't apologise. If you like Halo 5, I don't have a problem. Like, I like the Haze game. Which some game journalist sites say the Haze game is the 50th worst game of all time. They put it in that list. And I don't think I think it's like a 7 out of 10 game, the Haze game. But everybody fucking hates it, apart from me. I don't think it's that bad. I think if it's that bad, it's kind of funny in a way. But anyway, Halo 5's campaign, I don't think has any redeeming parts to it. They did fix like the Knights. The Knights are a little bit easier to kill, but then you have the same boss over and over again. It's kind of like Sony. Sony was watching Halo 5's fucking that king guy. I forgot his name. The Warden. I think that was his name. His Warden. It's like Sony was watching the Warden when they were making God of War 2018, when it came to the fucking troll bosses, and just said, oh, let's just spam the same troll boss over and over again. They literally got that from Halo 5. At least I'm not talking about the Gears of War series, which I actually meant to do a Gears of War tier list because I played all the series for the first time, apart from one game, but I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable doing a tier list of all the Gears of War games for some bizarre reason. Plus, I've kind of forgot the plot of some of the games. If I'm being honest, I've kind of forgot some of the bad stuff of Gears of War because it's been like 2 years now. So that's why I never did a tier list of the Gears of War. But anyway, Halo Infinite's campaign ain't bad. It's not a bad campaign. It's experimental, open world, obviously. It's pretty obvious it was rushed. I'll be honest, I'm glad it got delayed a year, but it probably needed more than a year delay. Now, when it comes to Halo Infinite's campaign, in particular, I played a lot of this campaign on co-op. I think it was part 3 I played with a co-op friend because he decided to join and it was on my stream. But anyway, Halo Infinite, which completely messed up my completely messed up my stats. Infinite, I played Infinite on PC, by the way, because it's, you know, it's on Xbox and PC, so I played it on PC with a controller. But anyway, Halo Infinite's not bad. It's just, I just don't want it. It's got the problem of, like, Halo 4 and 5. Like, they brought back the original art style and all that, which I will give 343 massive praise. Bringing back the original art style was such a smart decision, and I will congratulate them. Like, they get a reward for that. I actually have a lot. I have a lot of respect. They did that. They brought back the original style. Art style is probably mainly due to Joe Staten, and there's also how much backlash 4 and 5 got. But Infinite. But my problem is the story. The story's just really basic, and I don't like certain characters about it. Like, I don't like the weapon. It's like, it's not katana, and it's like, it's kind of like Halo 5 in that way. It's worse than Halo 5. Like, I don't, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to use this word. DEI. DEI. It fucking looks like a DEI. Like, they make katana hot in some of the games, and the weapon just looks ugly. I mean, it does affect the game rating. But anyway, that's not my main complaint. It's the gameplay it's not bad, but it's not. The story's really short. Unless you're doing all the side stuff, it's really short. It's not bad. I don't know. Would I put? I don't know. Halo Infinite's campaign. Honestly, I don't know. I was thinking meh, but I was like, I prefer the gameplay of Halo Infinite over Halo 4. But I don't. It's like the other way around. It's like the other way around. I prefer the story of Halo 4 over Halo Infinite, but I prefer the gameplay of Halo Infinite over Halo 4. So, in my personal opinion, I would say gameplay is probably more important. Gameplay is more important. Yeah, I would say gameplay is more important. Gameplay is more important than story. Yeah, I agree with my own statement there. Gameplay is more important than story, so I'd put it above. I would personally put it above. Next, we're going to talk about, next is Halo Wars, which I played on a 360. Which, to be honest, I actually don't recommend playing Halo Wars on a 360. There seems to be some issues with the 360 version, which I think they actually fixed in the Definitive Edition. Yeah, there's like the AI pathing and all that's pretty bad. It's not the best. There's clearly something wrong with the AI pathing. But Halo Wars 1, I liked Halo Wars 1. I like RTS games, by the way, as well. It kind of reminds me of like Command and Conquer and all that shit. It's pretty similar to Command and Conquer, to be honest. Which I'm a massive Command and Conquer fan, by the way. At least the original Command and Conquer games before it came a fucking mobile series. But I like that super early in this game, you get straight to the base building and all that stuff. Like, it goes straight into the base building, and it's really cool and ambitious. Like, I know that, and I like it. I like Halo Wars stories. Kind of interesting. I mean, they bring back the original Truth voice actor, which was really cool. They bring back another Arbiter, which he dies in a cutscene because it's a RTS game. Of course, he dies in a cutscene. But I liked it. I really enjoyed Halo Wars 1. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the campaign. I never played the 360 version. I played it a few years ago. I played it 2021 on PC, the Definitive Edition. Actually, to be honest, Halo Wars, I actually think Halo Wars 1 of the Definitive Edition is better. Because I don't remember the Definitive Edition with AI pathing being really bad compared to the 360 version. Like, the AI pathing, like, the AI would always... Your AI teammates would always get... Not AI teammates, when you're controlling them, units would always get stuck on each other, and it was kind of annoying. That was my biggest annoyance to the game. It's kind of weird, though. It's a really weird story. Like, you fight the Covenant, then halfway through the game, the Flood gets introduced. Yeah, the Flood. And it's, like, set years before, so obviously they can't bring back the characters. But Halo Wars 1, I generally like it. I think it's a... Do I think it's amazing? Yeah, I would actually say yes. I think Halo Wars 1 is fucking great. Honestly, I think it's amazing. Honestly, I think it's amazing, but I'm putting it at the bottom of amazing. I think it's the bottom of amazing. I think it's the bottom of amazing. I would say it's the bottom, if I had to put it. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll lower it down to great, the top of great. Halo Wars 2. I mean, Halo Wars 2 is great. The only Halo game to have DLC campaign missions. Isn't that sad? So I played this on the Series X. I couldn't be bothered playing on PC because I don't have the Xbox app technically on PC. So I played it on the Series X. In this game, the cutscenes are obviously the best part, but gameplay-wise, it's like a mixed bag. I would say gameplay-wise, it's partially better than Halo Wars 1, but there's aspects that are worse. Like, I would say the missions are worse. Overall, the missions are worse because it's just a lot of... Halo Wars 1 had a decent amount of defend missions as well, to be fair, but Halo Wars 2 has a lot of defend missions as well. But that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem for me in Halo Wars 2 is like half the campaign, a decent, like, I would say about 1/3 of the campaign, there's no base building missions. There's like no base building missions. There's certainly no base building missions. You literally just control a bunch of troops, and that's pretty much the entire mission. You control troops, you send them somewhere, you take out something, and all that. It's a lot less base building, which RTS games, base building are always the strongest part of these types of games, these types of Command and Conquer, like, competitors, or like base building is some of the best parts of these games. So I would say it's not as good. The DLCs are really cool, though. The first DLC's not bad. Spearbreaker's okay. But Nightmare's a great DLC. For the most part, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's perfect. If I had to rate it, I would not say it's perfect. And I love this that YouTube lets it lag like this. But it's kind of cool. A DLC you get to play as the brutes and you get to fight the Flood. Disappointment you can't play as the Flood in this game, though. Massive disappointment. The same goes to the first game. The fact is you fight the Flood, but they made not the Flood a playable faction. I believe it is in the first game in the mod. Which I remember, I didn't argue with someone, but I debated with someone. Someone said, I swear the Flood was a playable faction in Halo Wars 2. He got so angry, man. He got like so annoyed. And I looked up online saying, oh, you're right, sorry, I was wrong. And then there was something else he said about Kotar 1. And then he unsubscribed, and I'm like, okay. You're going to unsubscribe because I argue with you? Yeah, fuck you. I mean, I don't want... The same goes to anybody that unsubscribes because they see this tier list and they get really angry. I don't want you around in the channel. Jeez, really different opinions. I don't have a problem in your opinion. But Halo Wars 2, I would say it's great. I would say it's a downgrade over Halo Wars 1. I'd personally say it's a downgrade. Next is these games, the mobile games. I'm going to be completely honest with these two mobile games. Generally don't think they're that bad. They're actually kind of fun. So these games are set during, like, the newer era of Halo, like the Free for Free era of Halo, but they still use the original art style. Which is kind of interesting. But they're generally not bad. They're generally, like, fun mobile games. I actually recommend you buy these games. Get these games on, like, a Steam sale or an Xbox sale. Like, these games sometimes go down to like £1. I'm not even joking. They would just go down to like £1. Or like $2 or something like that. You could maybe even free at certain times of the year. And for that price, for like a 3-hour campaign, I would say it's worth. Maybe not worth buying full price. But honestly, generally, not a bad game. Both these, they're fun gameplay wise. I actually do recommend you give them a try. Now, if I had to give them a category, like what would I give it? Probably, obviously, they're mobile games and they're kind of short, so I would give it a mid. I would give it a mid. Not really because it's bad, more to do with just its length, more than anything, and all that stuff. Then you've got Spartan Strike, which we literally just finished this off on the Monday, you should see, literally 3 days ago. We just finished this off. We did the entire game and all the chapters and the bonus chapter in one stream. The only thing I didn't like about this game was the gold medals. Obviously, you had to fight the Prometheans. Funny enough, the Prometheans are a lot easier. So they introduced the Prometheans in this one. This is actually the best game to fight the Prometheans in. Kind of sad. The Prometheans are not super tanky in this game, believe it or not. But the only annoying thing is that you had to get like gold medals and all that in all the missions. So not the final chapter, which was kind of fucking annoying if I'm being completely honest, because getting gold medals was kind of irritating to get. I wasn't the biggest fan of getting gold medals, so I had to spend like the final hour grinding it. But I would say overall it's like better gameplay than the first game. But where would I rank it? I still don't think I would put it in good though. I think I would still have to play Halo 5, Halo 4 with these two games. I don't think these are mid games. Generally, like these would be like 9.5 out of 10, right? These would be like maybe like 8.5 to 9 out of 10 games, right? This would be like an 8 out of 10 game. And these would be like maybe like 7. So these games are probably like a 6 or something like that, which 6 is not bad. 6 is not a bad rating. And remember, the rest of the world uses 5 out of 10 as mid. Not the US. I know the US likes to use a 7 out of 10 freaking game as mid. Alright, let's talk about the Halo Master Chief Collection. Now, I don't have any... I didn't play the Halo Master Chief Collection because I was deciding on if I was going to do a community poll. I was like, should I do a community poll asking the community if I should play Halo 1 and Halo 2 Anniversary? I decided not to do it. Because I was like, no. But I'll talk about it anyway. So I'll mainly talk about Halo 2 Anniversary and the Halo Master Chief Collection. And in fact, we'll talk a little bit about all the games. The Halo Master Chief Collection is good. Nowadays, it's pretty decent. The campaigns are pretty good. There are still some issues that they're still better on the... There's still some issues that they never fixed on the original. I'm not going to be talking about Halo Combat Evolved too much on this because I've put a Halo Anniversary here, but we'll talk mainly about Halo 2 and all that. So, Halo 2 Anniversary has still got some major issues. Halo 1 Anniversary on Master Chief Collection got a lot of fixes, but Halo 2 Anniversary still got major issues. Mostly to do with co-op. Funny enough, there's a couple of missions in the game that constantly crash on co-op, and they've never been fixed. They've just never fixed them, and they're still a known issue, and it's kind of annoying because they're actually some of the worst missions in the game as well. Like some of the Arbiter missions, which I think are the what, some like the not the first Arbiter mission, the second one. I completely forgot the name of it, but that mission where you fight that guy, you fight the traitor guy, you fight the traitor elite guy at the end, which is that fight's abysmal and legendary. But anyway, that mission has a lot of crashing issues on the Master Chief Collection, and that's still never been fixed. As for the other games, they're not too bad. Reach kind of stays the same. They fixed a lot of issues like Halo 4 as well, 3 as well. But the main problem with the Master Chief Collection is you can tell by the gameplay after playing the original games, some of these games don't feel like they should be playing at 60 or higher FPS. Like, my biggest one I noticed personally would be Halo 2. Like, I never played Halo 2 on the original Xbox until like last year. Well, I did a little stream where I did it the year before, but that I had a bad HDMI adapter there when I did that. But anyway, about Halo. Halo 2 in particular, the game just feels like it's too fast. Then you play the original, it feels a lot slower. Granted, though, I do like the way that the higher frame rate does speed up the game a wee bit, which I actually think does actually help Halo 3 a wee bit, funny enough. Halo 3, I think, actually plays a little bit better at a higher frame rate. But Halo 2 feels like it plays too fast at a higher frame rate. And there's also an issue with Halo Reach on the Master Chief Collection as well. On the space level, the mission where you're flying I think they're called broadswords or something like that, where you're flying the spaceships. On Legendary, it's extremely fucking difficult. Too difficult. I would maybe make the argument the AI shoots at like double the speed. It's never been fixed. It's kind of funny because there's an issue like that in Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. If you double the frame rate, enemies on the PlayStation 2 version, enemies like fire, it double the speed and destroy like your vehicle instantly. And that's a problem with the space mission in Halo Reach. It's never been fixed. But if this is the only way to play, I think the Master Chief Collection in the year 2026 is a good way to play it. Good. I would say it's good. I would say it's great. I wouldn't say good. I would say it's great. It's a great way to play these games. But if you have the original hardware, and if you want to play the multiplayer, obviously the Master Chief Collection is the way to go, right? Because you have to use private servers for all these other Halo games, and it's kind of freaking annoying. And Halo 1's, unless you want to play the abysmal Halo 1 on PC, which I'm not ranking here. I maybe should have put Halo Combat Evolved. I've never played Halo Combat Evolved on PC, though. I played Halo 2 Vista on... No, that was Project Cartographer, which fixes a lot of issues with Halo 2 Vista. But Halo the Master Chief Collection, it's a good way to play it, and I do recommend you play it. It's just be warned, there are some issues that are not in the original game. Even Halo 1 Anniversary, the original graphics, 95% of the issues have been fixed, but there's still some issues in the original graphics that's never been fixed, but most of them have been fixed. And I believe that's the same for Halo 4 and Halo 3, and maybe even Halo Reach. There's some stuff about the originals that they did a better job with on the original Halo games. So that's why I'm putting the Master Chief Collection at great. If you have original hardware, I highly recommend, if you're playing the campaign, so obviously you want to play co-op or you want to play the friends who will play the multiplayer, Master Chief Collection, and it's the best modern way to play. But if you want to play them the way they were originally made to be played, play them on the original hardware. That's the way I always recommend to play the original Halo games. It's kind of like the old GTA games. Like, everybody always gets memories of like San Andreas on the PlayStation 2. And that is true. That's the truth. Everybody always gets good fond memories of that, and that's the way you probably should play it. But anyway, let's talk about the next game, which is Halo 1 Anniversary. So I didn't do a playthrough of Halo 1 Anniversary. I was deciding if I was going to do a playthrough. I didn't. But Halo 1 Anniversary on the 360. This is the 360 version. So it has a lot of issues. It's not bad on new graphics, but the new graphics has that problem where it's like Halo, they put like the Halo Reach models in Halo 1, which looks really bad. And it's completely messed up. I mean, it's a way to play the game if you need to play the game. But the biggest problem with Halo 1 Anniversary Edition, which this is the original on the 360, is the original graphics are completely messed up. They used a horrible PC Gearbox port. And I'll be honest, I think it's generally bad. I don't recommend you play this. I do not recommend you play it. You literally have no reason to play Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary on the Xbox 360. You literally have no reason to play it there. I mean, if you're going for all the achievements, sure. But if you don't care about achievements, or you don't care about this, I don't really know who has nostalgia for anniversary version of a game. But I don't recommend this. If you have to play a modern version of Halo Combat Evolved, just play it on the Master Chief Collection. They fixed so many issues on the Master Chief Collection of Halo 1 Anniversary. Pretty much all the graphical buds and the bad textures of the PC version, because the Halo, that's what it uses, by the way, it uses the PC version. For some bizarre reason, they decided to use the abysmal Gearbox port rather than the original Xbox. I don't know why they didn't use the original Xbox source code in Halo Anniversary, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, but for some bizarre reason, and that's why I'm putting it at bad. Don't recommend it at all. Play on the Master Chief Collection, or better yet, if you have an original Xbox, play it on the original Xbox. And I also got to mention this real quick as well. Apparently there's some rumours going around that the Xbox backwards compatibility program is apparently they're going to be adding more games for the 25th anniversary. So maybe, just maybe, they'll add the original Halo 1 and 2 on the original Xbox playable on an Xbox Series X. Pinky promise though. Hopefully it happens, because that would be great. You know, that would be... See, especially if they bring back the online. That'd be great. But anyway, that's my tier list for all the Halo games. So as I said at the start of the stream, Halo 5 Team Raven is literally not in my area whatsoever. I live, like, in the west side of Scotland. There's only one Fireteam Raven arcade in my entire country, and it's literally, like, in some freaking shop in Edinburgh, and that's like a 2 to 3 hour drive for me, and I don't drive. So I would need a reason. I've got family members near Edinburgh, so I would need a reason to see them, go there to see them, which I rarely only go to the house around about Christmas time. Excuse me, so it's probably closed anyway. And they might not be open anymore, I don't know, because the only answer is freaking Google AI. There's not really any reliable source. Or I could travel down to England, take a 10-hour drive down to freaking Birmingham or freaking London, but I'm not doing that, so that's why I can't rate this game. And I'd imagine Fireteam Raven's the exact same if you're like me. If you live outside the US, it's not really a game you can play, because it's an arcade-only game, plus it's probably absolutely extortionate to play it, since it's an arcade game, because if you die, you probably got to put more money into it. Plus, I'll be honest, I don't really have the recording equipment to record anyway. I could get something like that. I could do it on my phone if I absolutely needed to, but I don't think I could do commentary and stream. I don't know how to do it, but anyway. As for this game, obviously this game's not canon. This is not a canon game. This is a fan-made game, so that's why I'm not counting. Plus, I never heard about this game until yesterday. So that's my tier list for all the Halo games. So I would say Halo 2 is my favourite, then Halo 3, then Halo 1. Obviously, this is the campaigns. If I was rating the whole game, I'd maybe switch a couple of these around, but this is just a campaign rating. Then I'd say Halo Reach, ODST, then Halo Wars 1, then Master Chief Collection, Halo Wars 2. To be honest, you can mix these around a bit. Obviously, the Master Chief Collection's a bit different, so always on it, so you can mix them around. Then I'd put Infinite, then I would say 4. But I think I do agree. I do agree with most people. Halo Infinite I think it's the best 343 Halo game. These games, as I said, I actually like these games, but I can't really rate them higher than like an FPS Halo game for the most part. So that's why I put them there. But anyway, that's going to be us today, chat. I know it's a bit of a shorter stream than usual, but yeah, it is. So I guess I'm going to end it here. If you like the video, if you like the stream, make sure to leave a like. The same if you didn't like the stream as well. Let me down in the comments if what would you put in your tier list. Let me know down in the comment section below. What would you do for your tier list? And if you're new around here, subscribe. And I know it's a bit of a shorter stream today, but hey, I had to get up early today now.